This week, the scale didn't move, but I lost 3.5 inches off my waist and 2.5 inches off my neck. So, yeah, everything's still moving in the right direction. I didn't lose any pounds, but I feel better. I'm more flexible, I'm stronger, and I did 3 strength training sessions last week. I stayed on track with my eating, and even though I was sick for 2 days, I didn't let that throw me off. I adjusted my meals to support muscle growth, and I feel more energized. That might not sound like a win to some people, but for me, it's massive. Because this journey isn't about perfection. It's about becoming the kind of man who doesn't quit when things slow down. It's about building a version of myself that can withstand hard weeks and still come out stronger on the other side. This journey is deeply personal, and I want to talk about why. I wasn't supposed to be here. Statistically speaking, I wasn't supposed to be successful. I come from a childhood that was full of trauma. I was neglected, abused, physically, psychologically, emotionally. I ran away from home for the first time when I was 8 years old. 8. I ran away 4 times before I was even 15. Not because I was rebellious, but because I truly believed there was no love for me. I didn't run to something. I ran away from pain. I grew up in Chicago's little village. My main teacher was the streets. I joined gangs. I went to 4 different high schools and never graduated from a single one. I didn't have a father figure. No one taught me how to be a man. I got married at 19 the first time and divorced by 21. I bounced around jobs because I didn't know how to deal with people who cared. When someone showed me love or concern, I ran from it because that was foreign to me. I didn't know how to accept it. By 24, I had my first child on the way, and I was raising 3 children that weren't biologically mine. At 25, I was the father of 4. 3 years later, I had my 5th child. That was the first time I realized this wasn't about me anymore. I made a promise that I would give those kids the opportunities I never had. That I would be their father, not a stepdad. A father fully present, fully responsible. That promise changed the direction of my life. It gave me a reason to stop running. It gave me a reason to fight. But don't get me wrong, the fight wasn't easy. I was still carrying so much trauma. I still believed deep down that I wasn't good enough, that I didn't belong, that success wasn't for people like me. At 27, I gave my life to Christ. That was a turning point. It didn't solve all my problems, but it gave me a foundation. It gave me an identity that wasn't based on what people had told me growing up. It gave me hope. Since then, I've started and built multiple multi-million-dollar businesses. I've helped others grow their companies. I've raised 5 amazing children. And I've learned how to lead not just in business, but in life. And yet, even after all of that, I've still struggled with the feeling that I don't belong. That one day, someone will figure out I'm not supposed to be here. That I'm not smart enough or good enough. That's why I wrote last week's article on LinkedIn, Why High Achievers Still Feel Like Frauds, and how to fix it. Because even after all the wins, the doubt still creeps in. Imposter syndrome is real, and it doesn't go away when you get more successful. Sometimes it gets louder, but here's what I've learned. You don't beat imposter syndrome, by achieving more. You beat it by accepting who you are and building confidence from within. Confidence is built by keeping promises to yourself, by showing up on the days you don't feel like it, by choosing discipline when it would be easier to quit. This journey, losing weight, getting stronger, rebuilding my body, is just another way for me to practice that. It's not about getting ripped. It's about becoming the kind of man I needed growing up. It's about being the example I wish I had. Because here's the truth. Someone out there needs to hear this. Someone who's tired. Someone who's battling their own version of what I went through. Someone who's looking for proof that it's possible to turn things around. If that's you, this is your sign. I've learned that most people don't need a guru. They don't need another motivational speaker screaming, just hustle. What they really need is someone who gets it. Someone who's been there. Someone who doesn't sugarcoat the pain, but shows them that healing is possible. And that's why I keep sharing. That's why I keep showing up. Not because I have it all figured out, but because I refuse to let my past silence the future of someone else. Maybe you're a single parent trying to stay afloat. Maybe working a job you hate, wondering if you'll ever escape it. Maybe you're battling your own inner demons every morning just to get out of bed. I see you. I've been you. And if I can break through, so can you. Let me tell you something I wish someone had told me years ago. You're not behind. You're not too old. You're not too late. You're right on time. You're exactly where you need to be to make the decision that will change your life. Start today. Start messy. Start uncertain. Just start. And when you fail, so what? Get up. Try again. Every time you show up, you're building something that the old you would have never imagined. It's not about chasing perfection. It's about chasing progress. And progress comes when you're willing to be honest, consistent, and committed, no matter how long it takes. I've had people reach out to me just from watching these videos. People I never thought were even paying attention, telling me they were inspired to change their diet, start walking again, pick up a journal, apologize to someone they hurt. One person even told me they finally booked their first therapy session after years of putting it off. That's impact. And it reminds me that our story is never just about us. When you grow, you give others permission to grow too. When you rise, you raise the ceiling for everyone watching. We're all connected. And someone out there is silently waiting for proof that it can be done. So if you've got a story, share it. Don't wait until it's perfect. Share it while it's still messy, while it's still raw. Because that's when it's real. That's when it lands. Your breakthrough doesn't just free you, it creates possibility for everyone around you. I know there are people out there who feel like success isn't for them, who feel like they've made too many mistakes, that they're too far gone, that they'll never get ahead. I know that feeling because I lived it for decades. And I'm here to tell you that's a lie. You're not too far gone. You're not broken. You're just not done. You have a purpose, you have value, and you can build a new life regardless of where you started. This week, the scale didn't move, but I did. mentally, spiritually, physically, and I'm not done yet. And if you're on your own journey right now, don't give up. Whether it's your health, your mindset, your business, or just believing in yourself again, keep going. Even slow growth is still growth. Even the small wins count. Every single day you show up, you're casting a vote for the version of yourself that's trying to break through. And that version of you, they're worth fighting for. I'm just getting started. And remember, master yourself, master your success.